welcome back to another holiday edition of Delicious, and we are getting through all of my spectacular holiday recipes. So, what are we making today? Drunk eggnog. Let's step to the side. Look at all that booze over there. We're going to be using 3 different kinds of booze in this eggnog. It is going to be dairy-free and absolutely delicious, so let's get started. We're going to need a little pot because we're going to be placing our milk into this pot, heating it up, and then the magic can happen. So here we go. I've placed 1 can of coconut milk, 1 cup of oat milk. You can substitute for almond milk or macadamia nut milk, cashew milk, any of the non-dairy milks out there, but make sure that it's fresh milk. Do not use boxed milk. The only thing you need to remember is to use a canned coconut milk, not the low-fat version, just a can of coconut milk, not coconut cream either. We're going to add cinnamon into our pot. We're going to put this onto the stove to warm up, and some nutmeg as well. Oat milk, coconut milk can, cinnamon, and nutmeg are going onto my stove. It's called a drunk eggnog for a reason, because this holiday season we're going to get nice and loose and drunk, and we're going to enjoy the holidays, okay? So be sure to try out this recipe. While my milk mixture is on the stove, heating up, I'm going to start with the egg part. So you need 6 free-range cold eggs from the fridge. I'm going to use a 1/3 cup of honey, and you're going to add that in. Yummy. A 1/3 cup dark maple syrup. There you go. And we're just gonna add that in. And we're just gonna whisk. It's gonna be pretty dark in color, but that's okay. Do not be alarmed. It's the maple syrup. My dairy-free milk has come to the boil with my cinnamon and nutmeg. And now I'm going to add it into my eggs, honey, and maple syrup mixture. We're going to drizzle it in to our eggs, egg yolk, and we are going to whisk. Gonna whisk, 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 whisk. Then we're going to add our cold milk, just the 1/2 cup, and whisk. Now, just so you know, this recipe will actually hold in the fridge for 2 whole weeks. I'm sure I will finish it within the next couple of days though. First gonna add vanilla, about a teaspoon. And then for the fun part, the boozy part, I've got Captain Morgan spice rum. We're gonna do a 1/2 cup of that. Who's ready to get drunk? 1/2 cup of cognac, but I promise you this is absolutely delicious. And we're gonna add 1 full cup of whiskey for this. So now I'm gonna give this a stir. Then we're gonna pour it through a sieve and place it in the fridge for 6 whole hours and serve it extremely chilled over ice. One thing I love to do is upcycle. So my eggnog is going to be going in my empty Maker's Mark bottle. However, I do need to label it. So I've got a label. I'm going to place it over the Maker's Mark, and I'm going to write eggnog and today's date, so I know that I have 2 weeks from today's date to drink it, although I'm pretty sure I'd have finished it through the weekend. But you always want to be safe and make sure you label your items, especially when it's raw ingredients, fresh ingredients. Safety first. This is like a science experiment. Now, I know many people think I look like the girl from Weird Science. I think it's Kelly LeBrock. What's her name? I think so. Anyway, I get it a lot. So, strainer into a measuring jug. And we're going to pour our alcoholic eggnog, drunk eggnog, into strainer. Absolutely no scrambled eggs, but you just have to be sure, and that's why you want to strain it. All right, next up, my upcycled eggnog Maker's Mark container. Nice glass bottle. It's got the date written on it. It says eggnog on it. I know it's alcoholic. It's in a Maker's Mark bottle. And we're just straining it through a funnel. Nice and easy. How cool is that? It's got a lid. I can close it. I'm going slow because I'm making bubbles. I'm just going to let that settle. But I'm going to have an awesome bottle. 750 mils at least. I'm probably going to have some leftovers, but I'll drink that tonight. But 750 mils of eggnog. And there you go, my drunk eggnog ready for the holidays. I'm going to be drinking this, and absolutely delicious. 6 hours later, or a day after making this eggnog from scratch, and we have chilled it, I am going to now present it to you so you can know just how you can garnish it and serve it to your guests this holiday season. I'm choosing to use a wine glass, but you can also use a martini glass for presentation, just like a wine glass. I feel like it's a good pour, healthy pour. So you want to fill it with ice. Remember, eggnog has to be served chilled. And I just brought this out of the fridge. All the cinnamon on top, absolutely delicious. And then this is dairy free. So I've got a dairy free, it's an oat-based whipping cream. We're just gonna shake that up. And then some on the top. We're gonna keep this really simple and rustic. It's going to be so tasty though, absolutely delicious. And do you remember we made the sweet and salty pumpkin seeds, roasted pumpkin seeds, turn them into a little brittle. So I'm going to pop some on top, and you can use bigger chunks. They kind of look like coffee beans, right? It's not, it's pumpkin seeds. Perfect for the holiday. And there is your delicious eggnog. Look at that. Absolutely delicious.